Tony Todd actually came out in Bloodlines and said there's only two ways how to beat death. The first one is you have to kill somebody and you get whatever time they have remaining. You don't know how much time they have remaining, but or you have to die. You have to die like in a Nikki Six sort of way where your heart stops and the adrenaline you and you come back to life. Like Uma Thurman in Pulp Fiction too. But after watching all the movies, including Bloodlines, there's a third way to cheat death in these movies. It seems like if you ignore it, death leaves you alone. That sounds really stupid, but if you think about it, it makes a whole lot of sense. First one, we start from the very first one, gives you all these hints to it. Alex survived that power line incident, right? The car blew up and it like blew him to safety or something. Or the alternate where he just died. But death left him alone for about 6 months, right? Left him and everybody else alone for 6 months until they flew all the way back to Paris. And then only after Alex started bringing up Death's plan, like 2 minutes later, that's when actually Death shows up and strikes and kills that fool with the sign, even though he intervened and all that. Same thing with the end of part 2. After they realized the rock and roll guy, the male guy, actually pushed the kid out of the way out of that news van and like saved his life, then boom, barbecue blew him up. You're like, whoa, dude, what are the odds of you mentioning that right before death actually struck? So it seems like if you mention that shit out loud, death will get you. Death's always listening, apparently. The new one, Bloodlines, they were cool. They were living their lives like, okay, all right, back to living it up. We're going to prom. Because at the beginning, he mentioned, oh, the promposal. I asked the girl to prom. So Bloodlines happens in about maybe 2 weeks. Until the doctor had to fuck it up and say, well, nah, you really did die. You got resuscitated. So your heart did stop. So they went, oh, shit. And then it seems like Death is listening because right then and there, that's what Death's like, oh, shit, you're totally right. That makes sense. And let me make up something real quick. A train's coming. I'm going to have the train go off the tracks and run them over. And if the train doesn't get them, these fucking logs will. Don't listen to doctors. Doctors say you might die, man. Ignore that shit and maybe beat it. That also explains why Death was going after Eric at the tattoo shop. I mean, he was a part of the plan. It seemed like Death was doing all that clumsy shit, knocking shit over, unscrewing tops to bottles, starting fires, all the shit that Death usually does. He wasn't even biological, but I think subconsciously he might have believed his cousin's story. So that's why Death's like, oh, okay, you heard about me? I'm going to fucking come a knocking. And you're next, mofo. Motherfucker. And it was bullshit. He lived and then he found out oh, I'm not even part of the plan. So he was safe and then it skipped him and it went to Julia. He went, oh, okay, cool. Yeah, see, if you let Death think about it a bit, it could come up with a reason to kill you because he's probably like, huh, you know what? Howard's fucking best bud was the one who actually fucked Eric's mom. So in essence, she would have never met that dude. She never met Howard. She wouldn't have a chance to fuck that best friend. Therefore, Howard introduced him. Howard was never supposed to exist. So Eric, you're not supposed to exist either. My job's done.